your ear. It was catchy. And it kept being played. But Kevin Little copyrighted his song. So every time that song is played or performed by somebody else, he's entitled to royalties from that song, a small payment. The royalties might not be a lot, sir. If the song is played, you might get 68 cents or something on it. But if the song is being played in the States, and they have to log each time the song is played, and it is really popular and all the stations and all the DJs are playing it, then it starts to increase. So I am urging our creatives to not think to themselves in terms of one and done. To recognize that what you create, whether it's a painting, whether it's an image, whether it's a way of doing things, sir, to recognize that what you create has a value. It has a value past you. It has what I call a tradable value. Sir, if one was to go down the west coast of Barbados, one of the largest houses on the west coast of Barbados was the house owned by the man who I think is worth like 28 or $29 million. It was the house owned by the man who conceived the Tetra Pak. You may ask, what's a Tetra Pak? All of those juice boxes. The way of folding the cardboard to make it into a sealable container, that is the Tetra Pak design. So all of the Pine Hill dairy juices, all of the cartons of milk you see throughout the world, all of those things. Before that, sir, we have bottles. When the Tetra Pak came out, it came out as something that was disposable. It came out as something that could be opened easily, closed back relatively easily, and used and reused until the product inside was finished. So that man who invented the Tetra Pak patented his idea. He patented it, he registered the copyright on it, and he pushed and pushed and pushed. People didn't take it up immediately. He pushed and pushed and pushed until somebody went with it. And sir, that man and his family are wealthy beyond belief and need never to do another thing in life except sit down and collect the royalties from the Tetra Pak. Everywhere in the world uses the Tetra Pak design. Had he not copyrighted his idea, had he not got a patent for his work, then, sir, the next person to do it would have been the person who benefited from it. So it is important that when you have an idea, you have a product, you have something that is tangible, that you recognize upfront what you have and protect your interests. Because the proof of the ownership of the idea is who took the first step to securing it and registering it for themselves. So it doesn't make sense to have something, as the Honourable Minister who piloted the bill said, you know, people used to be worried that they go to the bank with the idea and want to borrow money for the idea, and then they realize that somebody else had the idea and went with it, that somebody else stole the idea from them. Even before you know if it can make money, it is necessary, if you think it's a good idea, copyright it. What I undertake, sir, as the Minister of Information to do is pull from this bill the salient points that are of relevance not to the super specialized, but relevance to the average person in Barbados who may have an idea, to the average creative, to the average musician, to let them know what copyright actually is, what it entails, how you can basically do it, and what are the benefits of it. So that is an undertaking that I'll make from here, sir, because I think it is important. Our creative industry in the last 2 to 3 years, we have invested very heavily in the creative industries in Barbados. One only needed to go to Carrie Festa, and we see the Jackie Opel Amphitheater, the Carrie Festa Village in Waterford, I call it the Arc, the building in Newton, Performing Arts Center in Newton. We've invested very heavily. The National Cultural Foundation for the last couple of years has been doing a marvelous job in incorporating artists and our artistic expressions into national events and getting exposure for our artists. The Honourable Member for St. Michael Southeast, sir, has, from the time I have known her, been traveling with and promoting artists, Bajan music, and our creative centers across the entire Caribbean and internationally. So this is not a fly-by-night passion of this government. And the Honourable Prime Minister herself, she keeps saying that had she been successful at her first love, which is music management, that she would have been a manager of some big band as opposed to being the Prime Minister of Barbados. So this is something that's deeply ingrained, sir, in the psyche of our party, sir, and of our government. Copyright at its fundamental is the recognition of the ownership of an idea or creation, right? So if you come up with something and you believe that nobody else has done it before, then copyright your idea. Own it. Be the first person on record to claim the ownership, and then the rights will come to you. How many times, sir, have we sat down and seen something on TV? A back scratcher. And you think to yourself, well, I would have thought of that. Or you see something else that's now being sold, and when Super Bowl comes on, something coming up there that you said to yourself, what? I thought about that. Thinking about it and doing nothing about it takes you nowhere. Thinking about it, doing something about it, and not claiming the ownership of it up front still takes you nowhere. So, as I said, sir, we're going to talk over the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk the public of Barbados through what this actually means and why it is important to recognize the enduring benefits of your idea and how you can put yourself in a position, sir, to capitalize on that. Sir, if you look at the bill itself, this has one of the most extensive definition sections that I've perhaps ever seen. It defines, sir, everything: copy, computer program, what is a broadcast, right? What collective works means, what is an author, what is artistic work. It runs the full gamut so people can know exactly what is caught in here. And if you actually read the definition section, you realize that some of the definitions in there factor into this act in a way you never thought that they would. So it is a most comprehensive piece of legislation. It is important, sir, that we recognize what it is we're trying to do going forward as a country and put things in place to enhance the abilities of our creatives to own what it is that they create and also to make money from it. If you look, sir, as to why it is important that people get the recognition they deserve, if you watch a film now, watch a Marvel film, sir, and you look at the list of credits at the end, everybody who had any part to play in that film is recognized. Anyone, sir. You have the design team, you have the set designer, you have the designer of a specific costume, you have a whatever. Every song that is played is recognized and given its credit for it. This is a big thing. It has to be done by law in the United States so persons get the credit for what it is that they do, sir. I mean, to show you how far it goes, the last movie, The Alien. If you have a cause to watch that movie, sir, and you look through the credits, there's one that said Alien Blood Consultant. There was a credit, somebody got the credit for being the alien blood consultant. They said what the alien blood is supposed to look like on the screen. That's how specific some people get. But the point is, it is real. Sir, I want to say something because it was raised by the Honourable member from the other side. And the impression was conveyed, sir, that this government is oblivious to what is going on with the ZR culture, and that because the music, a van turned over, and he is horrified and he's calling the government to do things, and that we don't care. So every single member of this government, sir, sympathizes and empathizes with those who were injured yesterday. Every single one of us. We had a discussion this morning, sir, before coming into this house, and all who were involved in the discussion, sir, were in horror at what led to it. And the general feeling was enough is enough. We have tried gentle suasion. We have tried communication. We have tried meeting halfway. We have tried persuasion. We've tried everything. And the feeling of this government, and I believe it's going to be reflected soon, sir, is that the zero tolerance aspect now has to come. The Transport Authority was formed. They were given teeth to be able to bring heel to some of this. Legislation was passed to make the sector a bit more governable and less out of control than it was. But sir, I did not want to speak. I thought it was irrelevant to this debate. But it having been raised and the charge having been laid at the feet of this government, the public of Barbados needs to understand that this government does not condone what happens in the PSV sector. We are aware, we have taken steps, we've tried all legal means to bring it to heel. And like the rest of Barbados, we are outraged at what happened, sir, yesterday. And I am sure consequences will flow from that. So for the honourable member to suggest what he did to me was reckless and was trying to use as a political football, a most traumatic experience for children, parents, teachers, persons who saw, and the honourable member for St. James North himself. I saw him down there, sir, and he was distressed. I spoke to him this morning, and his voice was breaking over it. He was so frustrated and upset. The record must reflect that this is a whole of Barbados issue, a whole of Barbados concern. And it is not the concern now invented by the Honourable Leader of the Opposition. I just want to put that in perspective. The other thing, sir, that I cannot let pass. This chamber is seen as a chamber where truth is supposed to be spoken. Anything emanating from this chamber is supposed to be fact, which is why, sir, that there are provisions that persons are exempted from legal prosecution for things that they say in good faith in here. That is to allow the members and the members of Parliament to be able to fearlessly prosecute issues on behalf of their constituents and to raise and delve into and fully debate matters of national interest without fear of mashing the crease. Those protections, sir, exist to allow full, fair, frank, and honest debate to happen in here. When, sir, things are spoken in here as a fact that are so completely left of center, that numbers and figures are given as a fact that do not even almost correlate to what the actual number is. Sir, 80 is as far from 5 as heaven is from hell. So to recklessly throw out a number saying as a fact that there are 80 16-year-olds at Dodds Prison. I spoke to my friend here, he said, just let it go, deal with it later. I said, you know what, hopefully nobody heard that. But then he did it again and again, at which point it had to be corrected, but it should not, I should not have to correct on the floor of Parliament something so easily verifiable as that, which is a flagrant and blatant untruth. And it cannot be passed off or laughed off as a joke. Perhaps they meant this. Perhaps the person who gave me this meant this. If somebody sends me a note in here, sir, in relation to the debate I'm doing, and I am not certain as to how accurate it is, I'm not mentioning it. Sometimes you will see me pick it and go behind there because I'm going to verify before I speak. Nobody is going to call on Wilfred Abrams in here and say that he stood up and lied in Parliament. And I think we need to be careful. We have to protect our institutions. We had a set of children in here. I actually can't call them children. Young people. A set of young men and women in here observing the proceedings in Parliament, the sanctity of Parliament. They all came well dressed in their suits, in their thing. They look, sir, like the future leaders. the best example should be set for them. A lot of them are from the UE Student Council, budding possible politicians, sir. That's where it started for many of us in here, but not us, them. For many of the persons in here, sir, the best possible example should come from this parliament, and we must take all steps, sir, to protect it. We, as the individual members, must not tread using the protections afforded to us under the standing orders or under the orders governing parliament to be reckless with them. They're meant to ensure that the public gets the best of, as opposed to we shield ourselves from the worst of. So, sir, I will end as I started. Copyright is a little known area of the law because it really and truly affects a very small sector of our population. All of us know the criminal laws, all of us know about theft, all of us know about violence, all of us know about those things, sir. But the persons who require copyright legislation and intellectual property protections, sir, is a small microcosm of Barbados. Those are the creatives. And quite frankly, sir, a lot of the creatives are only interested in creating and don't extend their mind past the creation of the thing. That's where persons like the Honourable Member of St. Michael Southeast and the Honourable Prime Minister and the Honourable Member for St. Michael East come in trying to encourage them to create, but also encourage them to protect themselves and build something that can be used as an example of what creativity and the creative sector can actually accomplish. So I commend the legislation, sir, for being wide-ranging and being a step in the right direction. It is a great improvement on the last one. We've gone a little bit further with it, sir. And as I said, I undertake to work with the minister responsible and through JS and to put the information out there in a digestible form that people understand the importance of it and people can be galvanized to do what is right to protect themselves, to secure their rights, to make it tangible, and some of you can pass on, sir, the benefits of which can live on with their family. I simply use the example. The man who knew how to fold cardboard to put milk into it is a billionaire, and nobody in his family ever need work again. He just sits down now and collects the money from everybody who uses his idea. Why can that not apply to a Barbadian? Sir, with those words, I thank you.
Honourable Member for St. James Central.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank the honourable members who contributed to this debate. I don't think, sir, that there's any issue that has been that has been raised outside of that which the honourable member who just preceded me adequately addressed, and that is the alleged dichotomy or difference between the two sides of this House on the question of public morality. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I think that it is abundantly clear. I don't know that there's anybody who could realistically want to suggest that there is not a sense of deep, deep concern on the part of this government. And I think the honourable member who just preceded me may have understated the case genuinely. This government will have to take the most drastic of measures in order to rein in the lawlessness that is taking place on the streets of Barbados. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, with those few words, I want to urge that this bill, this bill now be read a second time.
The question is that this bill be read a second time. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg that you do not leave the chair and that the House resolve itself into committee for the further consideration of this bill.
The question is that the Speaker do not leave the chair and the House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of this bill. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
This Honourable House is now in committee.
Clauses are in parts and may take, is this parts?
May proceed.
Yeah. Part 1, clauses 1 to 5.
Mr. Chairman, so I beg to move that Part 1, clauses 1 to 5 stand part.
Wait a second.
The question is that Part 1, clauses 1 to 5 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 2, clauses 6 through 18.
Mr. Chairman, so I beg to move that Part 2, clauses 6 to 18 stand part.
The question is that Part 2, clauses 6 to 18 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 3, clauses 19 to 26.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 3, clauses 19 to 26 stand part.
The question is that Part 3, clauses 19 to 26 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 4, clauses 27 to 33.
I beg to move that Part 4, clauses 27 to 33 stand part.
The question is that Part 4, clauses 27 to 33 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 5, clauses 34 to 54.
I beg to move that Part 5, clauses 34 through 54 stand part.
The question is that Part 5, clauses 34 to 54 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 6, clauses 55 to 94.
So I beg to move that Part 6, clauses 55 through 94 stand part.
The question is that Part 6, clauses 55 to 94 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 7, clauses 95 to 118.
Move that Part 7, clauses 95 to 110.
And 110.
110 stand part.
The question is that Part 7, clauses 95 to 110 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 8, clauses 111 to 114.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 8, clauses 111 through 114 stand part.
The question is that Part 8, clauses 111 to 114 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 9, sir, clauses 115 to 163.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 9, clauses 115 through 163 stand part.
The question is that Part 9, clauses 115 to 163 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 10, clauses 164 to 166.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 10, clauses 164 to 166 stand part.
The question is that Part 10, clauses 164 to 166 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 11, clauses 167 and 168.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 11, clauses 167 and 168 stand part.
The question is that Part 11, clauses 167 and 168 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 12, clauses 169 to 185.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 9, Clause 169 to 185 stand part. Part 12. Sorry, beg your pardon, Mr. Chairman. They beg to move that Part 12, Clauses 169 to 185 stand part.
Wait a second.
The question is that Part 12, clauses 169 to 185 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
I beg to move that you now report to His Honor the Speaker the passage of one bill in committee.
The question is that I do now report to His Honor the Speaker the passing of one bill in committee. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Chairman of committees has reported the passing of one bill in committee. Honorable Member for St. James Central.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the bill be now read a third time.
The question is that the bill be read a third time. All those honorable members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this bill be now passed and cited as the Copyright Act 2025.
Beg second that.
The question is that this bill be passed and so cited. All those honorable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This bill is passed and so cited. Honourable Member for
Thank you,
Michael
Mr. Speaker.
Southeast.
I beg to move the suspension of the House until 4 p.m.
The question is that this honorable chairman be suspended until 4 p.m. All those honorable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This honorable chairman stands suspended until 4 p.m. This sitting is resumed.
Thank
Honourable Leader
you.
Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, we have come to the end of today's sitting. I therefore beg to move the adjournment of the House until Tuesday, the 28th of October at 10 a.m.
The question is that this honourable chamber be adjourned until Tuesday, the 20th day of October at 10 a.m. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This honourable chamber stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 20th day of October 2025 at 10 a.m. in the forenoon.